Mr. Charles. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you guys are using this to prepare for your upcoming examination. Before we do start, please, have this have this question paper in front of you as we proceed, and like, subscribe, and comment as well. Okay, so today we're doing At a Funeral by Dennis Brutus. I absolutely love this poem. Um, let me just go there quickly. Yeah, this will take forever, man. Guys, I'm not technologically, savvy. Um, okay, there we go. So, At a Funeral by Dennis Brutus, an absolute gem. Absolute gem. Wow. An amazing poem, man. If this is taught properly, oh my word, it is definitely one to go for. Okay, so let let's start with the questions. So if you look at 4.1 grade 12s, it says explain the use of the phrase black, green, and gold in the context of the poem. Now, I mean, for 2 marks, for 2 marks, you need to explain what you guys are doing. You guys are only stating. You are saying that the black, green, and gold is displaying the colors of the ANC flag. That's not enough. In fact, that will give you the 1 mark. That will give you only 1 mark. Okay, you need to really come out and explain here. So for 2 marks, you can say that the phrase black, green, and gold is symbolic of the resistant movement known as the ANC. That's 1 mark. Then you can go on to say that the black, green, and gold is also at the same time making reference to the graduation gowns, which is symbolic of her peers. That will be the 2nd mark if you can. If you want to go further, you can go on to say that these colors are also symbolic of the fight for liberation during apartheid. Okay, so you get 1 mark for mentioning or explaining, the idea of a part of ANC. You get your 2nd mark to explain the idea of the graduation gowns and why, her peers were there. And you can also display or include the idea of a liberation movement. Okay, what does the word pageantry in line 1 convey about the funeral? These are easy questions, man. So the word pageantry conveys, that it is a splendid display. A beautiful and a splendid display just for show. No matter how beautiful this funeral is, it will never make up for Valencia's life, given that her potential has been lost. It is a meaningless display. Okay? So, pageantry, a splendid or a beautiful display, it is meaningless as it will not account or bring back Valencia Majambozi. It will not bring back her potential and her gift as a medical doctor, unfortunately. Okay. 4.3, refer to line 9. Arise, the blushes shout of freedom stirs our earth. Identify the figure of speech. So now we have one of these link questions, as you can see there. So I can guarantee when you see identify the figure of speech, the next question will be comment on the effectiveness of this image. And what we want here, we want you to explain the effectiveness of the figure of speech over here. Here, you are not going to explain, you're only going to identify. Okay, and obviously the figure of speech there will be Personification, that's correct. Or even metaphor as well. Personification and metaphor. So our top learners in the country, they will say an apostrophe, and that is also correct. And the apostrophe here is a figure of speech used to address the dead as even though they as if they are living, as if they are alive. That will be an apostrophe, another one in language. Okay, 4.3.2, comment on the effectiveness of this image. So you can say that the personification or the apostrophe, arise, is a call to become defiant against the oppressor. It is a call to become defiant against the oppressor. It's to rise up and to fight for freedom, for liberation, for emancipation. Okay? It's not that difficult. So when you're going to provide the figure of speech, you need to explain the effectiveness of that figure of speech. Now, if you look at the last question, and grade 12s by now, I mean, if you're doing past papers, you should be picking up a pattern. And the pattern is, there we go. There we go. The last question will sometimes, not sometimes, but most of the time convey the idea of a central message. Critically discuss how this line conveys the central message of the poem. Better that we should die than that we should lie down. Okay, so how does this line convey the central message of the poem? So you can say that Valencia's death is also symbolic of a loss of potential. Okay, so by Valencia losing her life, she also lost her gift and her potential. The speaker, in this context, Dennis Brutus, is trying to convey a sense of defiance. He is trying to encourage the reader to be defiant and not submissive to the apartheid regime. He is adamant that we must fight and rise up. So the first mark will be where you are going to explain the idea of Valencia losing her life and also losing her gift and her potential. Then you're going to explain the idea that we must become defiant and resistant and revolutionary and not submissive. Okay? And then you're going to say that the speaker is adamant that we must rise up against the oppressor. Very, very easy. Very, very easy. So, grade 12s, you need to study and prepare for the upcoming examination. Okay, thank you. This is Mr. Charles. Cheers.